Hey y'all, what's up? It's Kristen and welcome back to my channel. I am filming another planner alternative video for you guys, sort of, but then I'm also showing you how I plan in my horizontal. So this is the horizontal planner from Recollections. It is the 18-month and it is quote unquote neutral. So I say it's neutral because most of the pages are black and white, the tabs are black and white, but inside of it you have some details that are colored. So they kind of mixed a couple of the pages and a couple of the designs between the neutral and the colorful. So I really liked that and I thought it was very unique. And even though there are some aspects that make it a colorful planner, like the calendars in the beginning, and then you're going to see in a second on the July monthly, the word July is in pink. So and then the dates are also in a color. So I like how it mixed both a neutral and a colorful. I thought it made it really unique, and that's ultimately why I decided to pick it up. That and it was on sale, so you make your decision. But I wanted to show you guys how I plan in a horizontal because I know a ton of people are looking for a new academic planner, and I do have every intention to show you guys a teacher planner later down the line, but I haven't decided which one I want right now, and I don't have the finances to pick up multiple options. So you will have to wait on that video, but it will come eventually. For right now, I really recommend maybe checking out Taylor of Tattoo Teacher Plans because she shows you a couple. I think she did. I don't know. I may have just misspoke on her channel, but I like her channel regardless, so you should still check her out. So I use my horizontal to plan my academics. I basically use it as an academic planner, but right now, I'm obviously not in college anymore. I am a teacher and I'm in the process of getting my teacher certification. So for the time being, I am using it as a teacher program check-in. So each week I basically write down the courses that I'm trying to take that week, and then I kind of document different things. So I will start by putting down a highlighter, which is one of the zebra mild liners that I use. And so each color represents a different section because each section has a separate assessment that goes along with it. So I kind of like to keep it that way so I know which courses to go back on to see what I need to review for each assessment, if that makes sense. So that first one I wrote in was TCR 302, which is basically the motivation to learn in adolescence. And so that one had 3 credit hours and it is 7 lessons long. So I like to document that in my planner here so that way I can kind of visualize what my day is going to look like. And I think it's really important that you kind of prioritize your hours. So some courses are really short, and on the days that I do have shorter courses, I will only I'll do multiple courses. But for the ones that are longer than 4 to 5 courses, I try to just do one so that way I don't overwhelm myself, and that way I can kind of absorb that material from the lesson a little bit better, which I'm sure most of you do. But the thing about this program is that it is self-paced, so it's a great thing, but it can also be a really bad thing. Like last week I only did 2 courses, I think, and so it took me off my mark a little bit, but it is what it is. So on Tuesday, I marked in TCR 202, which was Texas Teachers Code of Ethics, basically just making sure that, I'm not an abuser of any sort, emotional, physical, sexual, you name it, and just making sure I'm an overall good person. So that course is going to take me about 6 hours because it's about 6 credit hours, and I like to take copious amounts of notes, and then it is 6 different lessons. So I'm not stressing about this week, but I didn't know that my first assessment test was going to come up so early, so I used a red highlighter to mark in on Wednesday that I do have my first assessment, which is TNT 701A, aka Applying Teaching and Learning Application Assessments number 1. It's basically the whole first section was all about being a teacher, what it means to be a teacher, how to work collaboratively, co-teaching, how to be a teacher with administration. It's all just about the job itself. So so my first assessment is the teacher assessment, and I'm not really too worried about it because for the most part, all the courses that I've taken haven't been revolutionary since I have been in education for about 2.5 years now, almost 3 years. 3 years. Wow, time flies. But yeah, most of it was kind of common sense as well. I feel like a lot of the questions were just stuff that is common sense, but they have to reiterate it for the sake of like legality things. But I marked that in using a red highlighter so that way I know it's an assessment day. On Thursday, I'm starting a new session, or a new section, excuse me, so I use a different color highlighter to mark these courses. And since I'm taking 2 courses in this day, I did kind of have to switch up how I wrote them in. Yeah, so this first one is TCR 300, which is meeting your students, and it basically is a super short course. It's only like 1 credit, or I think it's 2 credit hours, and it's just 1 lesson, so it shouldn't take too long. Oh my god, my boyfriend. I'm sorry if you heard that in the back. But it is a super short course. It's basically going to walk you through the different types of students that you could have inside of your classroom in a very, very general sense. It's just that way you can kind of get to know the terms and things like that. And then when I get into the next course, TCR 302, this one is the big kahuna. It will tell you about the special populations within your classroom. So any type of student that has a specific learning style or a specific need, it's going to kind of go into depth about each type of learner and just, again, special populations inside your room. This one is going to be 7 credit hours, and it is 6 different lessons. So it is going to take me a little bit longer, but again, I don't anticipate it to be super revolutionary, but I am hoping to gain a little bit of insight into more specific populations in the room, because I mean, I haven't interacted with every single thing, but I have had, a student that was blind. I had a student with a ton of learning disabilities. I had a student that couldn't speak English. I had a student who was reading at a 2nd grade level. So I've had a good mix of, different populations in my room, but I'm hoping to learn more specifics about ways that I can help that are more targeted to that specific type of student. So fingers crossed that I pick up some extra things. I'm sure I will, but I also have like a ton of really great in-person resources that I can use inside of my class and inside of my school. One of those being like instructional coaches, which Taylor of Texas Tattooed Teacher Plans, she is an instructional coach as well as a teacher. So I mean, that's what I would be talking about. Her job is basically who I would go to in my school. And then on Friday, I don't do coursework. I am still teaching summer school. So on Fridays, since all the summer school programs are online, I am just uploading a couple things. So I do 2 highlighting, 1 for things to add and then 1 for things to check. It's basically just a big checklist for me. So I'm adding reading checks in for my kiddos who are in a summer school program. And that takes me a little bit to do, but not anything crucial. And then I'm adding Map Skills Activity, which is just a program that will target their weaknesses in different subjects and in different areas. And then it'll create specific activities that they would recommend you to do in order to strengthen that skill set. And then lastly, I put in my check section to check emails from parents and then from students, of course, if they sent me any, which they never do, and then to check student progress, because they do have to kind of submit a certain amount of assignments each week in order to be fulfilled with the summer school program. So that's how I use this planner. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.